And we have a question from William Carlos Kima on YouTube. He said, what is the weather in New Zealand in October like? And when are the brand new videos coming out? And plenty of smiley face. I want more smiley face.
Well, the video's about to come out right now.
Yeah, the videos are right now. It's happening now. And so the weather in October. So what is October? What time of the year is it? What's going on?
So October is the middle month of spring in New Zealand. So this means that things are starting to warm up a little bit compared to September and the winter we've just experienced. And usually it's a really good time to travel in New Zealand because it's the time just before the crazy tourist season starts. So things are a little bit quieter. You might find some cheaper deals on car rentals, on some of the hotels and motels. They'll have a little bit cheaper rates and stuff. So honestly, October is an amazing time to travel to New Zealand. And also because it's spring, you're going to see a few more lambs jumping about. You're going to see more flowers in bloom. It's a good time to go to the gardens.
Speaking of the lamb, if some of the walks that you are planning to do pass through farmland, what happens?
Yes, so a good thing to know actually is that some of the hikes, particularly one in Wanaka, the Roy's Peak, which is a really famous one, they close off part of the track during October because of the lambing season. Basically, they don't want people to be disturbing the lambs and walking over the fields and all that sort of stuff. So do actually have a look before you go on a hike and actually see if that hike is going to be open or not. So that's a good tip.
There you go.
There you go, Robin.
You're welcome. All right, so let's bring the map out and let's talk a bit about the weather in New Zealand in October. So if you're planning to visit New Zealand in October, you're going to experience a very varied weather. It's going to change a lot, so make sure that you pack yourself more layers like. So you go for like this kind of merino wool layer and then you put a rain jacket on top of it so it keeps you warm and dry, and then if it happens to stop raining, you get the rain jacket out and you're still comfortable rather than packing really heavy jacket. That's the first thing I want to point out because you're going to see that the weather is all over the place. All right, cool. For the northern New Zealand, which is northern Auckland and Tauranga, temperature wise, we can expect about 14 degrees Celsius, which is about 57 degrees Fahrenheit on average. For the central North Island, which is Hamilton, Taupo and Rotorua, we can expect about 13 degrees Celsius, which is about 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Southwest North Island, which is New Plymouth, Palmerston North and Wellington, it's about 12 degrees Celsius, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. For the eastern North Island, which is Gisborne, Napier and Wairarapa, it's about 14 degrees Celsius, which is 57 degrees Fahrenheit. For the South Island, on the northern South Island, around Blenheim, Nelson, Picton, it's about 13 degrees Celsius, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. The western South Island, the Westport, Hokitika, Milford Sound, it's about 11 degrees Celsius, 51 degrees Fahrenheit. For the eastern South Island, about Kaikoura, Christchurch, Timaru, it's about 12 degrees Celsius, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland South Island, so we're talking about Lake Tekapo, Queenstown, Alexandra, it's about 9 to 11 degrees Celsius, which is 48 to 51 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the southern New Zealand, which is Dunedin and Invercargill, that's about 11 degrees Celsius, 51 degrees Fahrenheit. So those one are the average temperature right here. Now rainfalls. So you know that New Zealand is an island. It's a pretty thin island, so the weather passes really often. So that means that there is a lot of rainfall, but they're usually kind of short rainfall that passes by. So you're not necessarily going to have like 20 days of full-on rain. That's definitely not what it is. But just to give you an idea, and again, that should not scare you, we'll start back on the top right here. So northern New Zealand, which is Northland, Auckland and Tekapo, it's about 120 millimeters of rain.
Not Tekapo.
Oh, sorry.
Tauranga?
Tauranga, my apologies. So Northland, Auckland and Tauranga, it's 120 millimeters of rain. Sorry. Central North Island, Hamilton, Taupo and Rotorua, it's about 80 millimeters. The southwest North Island, which is New Plymouth, Palmerston North and Wellington, it's about 100 millimeters of rain. Eastern North Island, which is Napier, Gisborne, the Wairarapa region, it's about 60 millimeters of rain. Sorry.
That's not much.
60, yeah, that's one of the driest, I think. Oh no, actually, no, this is gonna be drier.
Yeah.
Let me go. Northern South Island, that's Blenheim, Nelson, Picton, we're having 90 millimeters of rain. The West Coast, Westport, Hokitika, Milford Sound, that's between 300 and 700 millimeters of rain. It is always the rainiest part of New Zealand, but that makes it the most beautiful part of New Zealand. So that's definitely an area that takes our heart. Eastern South Island, that's Kaikoura, Christchurch, and Timaru. It's only 50 millimeters of rain. Inland, we're talking about Lake Tekapo, Queenstown, and Alexandria, 40 to 60 millimeters of rain. And to wrap it up, Southern New Zealand, Dunedin and Invercargill is about 70 millimeters of rain. So that's to give you a bit of an idea of what you can expect weather-wise in New Zealand in October. Obviously, all of that is average, so you can have a year completely different than the other. And if you want to know all the months, we have video for every single one of those months, one by one. So check the channel, and we have a playlist actually about the weather, if I'm correct. And yeah, you can check this one out. Now, just to give you a couple of extra pointers for October, I'm going to go really quickly. Packing list, the thing that you absolutely cannot forget in October, it's mid-layers, so exactly what we are currently wearing right now. Rain jacket, waterproof hiking shoes, swimwears, because there is a lot of hot pools around that help you keep you warm.
And a lot of whitewater rafting to do,
that's
a lot
awesome.
of really cool like caving trips.
Don't forget the high factor sunscreen as well, because New Zealand is just under the whole EMEO zone for extreme UV levels. So even in October, actually even in the middle of winter, we tell you to put a lot of sunscreen. We get sunburned still regularly here in New Zealand. And you see, get a day pack, because like that you can pack all your extra layers and your rain jacket in there. So that's the thing you should absolutely not forget for New Zealand in October. Any last tips for October, or are you good?
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, I hope that this was super useful to you guys. Make sure to check out all the links in the description of this video. And if you do have any questions of your own, put them in the comments of this video and we'll get to it as soon as we can. In the meantime, let's go back to the live chat.